Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura and I have been eating a meat-only carnivore diet for over 4 years now. One of the important things in making this way of eating sustainable for our family long-term is to make sure that it's still affordable. We shop a lot of sales. I buy my meat at Walmart and Costco. And we also incorporate some lower priced cuts of meat to ensure that it balances out when we have other things like steaks that end up being more expensive. As meat prices are going up, making sure that we're incorporating lower priced cuts that I still enjoy is really important for us. So today I'm going to take you into the grocery store and I'm going to point out some of the most affordable cuts of meat that our family incorporates, and then we're going to take them home and I'll cook them for you. Depending on where you live, the prices are going to be different. I might even be able to go hit up different grocery stores and see what's on sale, but the ones I'm going to show you today are traditionally just the cheapest across the board. And I'm also going to point out some really cheap cuts that I just avoid because they're just not edible for us, or personally, we don't enjoy them. To find the best meat sales in your area, you can check your mailbox for your ads. You can go to mygrocerydeals.com or download the Flip app. I want to take a minute and let you know that this video is sponsored by Element. Element is an electrolyte drink mix that's perfectly formulated for people on a low-carb, keto, or carnivore diet. It contains 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium in each one of these little packets. I use the unflavored version, which is literally just those 3 ingredients, and it has no sweeteners, no fillers, no junk whatsoever. And the rest of my family loves the flavored versions. They are beyond excited for their holiday flavor pack, which is the chocolate medley. It contains chocolate, chocolate mint, and chocolate caramel. Even these are sweetened with stevia, and they contain no extra junk, no fillers that I don't want my family to have. My husband loves it in a nice cup of cold brew coffee in the mornings, and the kids have been using it in hot water as a hot cocoa replacement for the holidays. Element is offering a deal to all my subscribers where you get a free sample pack with any order. So you can grab one of these limited edition chocolate medley packs and get a free sample pack to try all their other flavors. You can use the link below or go to drinkelement.com/Laura Spath. That's drinklmnt.com/Laura Spath. The first thing I do is look for manager special discounts or any meat that's on clearance. Today there was a lot of stew meat and chunks of tougher beef that I really wasn't interested in. You are often going to see types of roasts on sale that look really lean. This is a beef eye of round roast. This is the kind of stuff I tend to avoid. It's just too lean. The only way to really make it edible is to braise it, which I don't enjoy a lot of that all the time. I would slice this really thin and make jerky out of it, but other than that, even if it's a good deal, I tend to avoid cuts like this. I would much rather wait until a chuck roast is on sale if I was going to do any type of roast. It's just going to be a lot fattier and give me a lot more bang for my buck. I am always keeping my eye out for deals on steaks or sales, but make sure you take a look. This is a bottom round steak. This is not going to be tender no matter how you cook it. It's really just a thin, really lean piece of meat that's going to be super tough. Same thing with a top round piece of meat. Honestly, if that's all that's on sale, I'm just going to skip it and I'm going to incorporate more pork and ground beef and wait until I find like a better quality marbled steak on sale. When shopping for ground beef, most carnivores are looking for the fattiest possible option. I drain the fat off anyway, so I tend to just get what's cheapest. All of these meats that are cut extra thin, they're labeled as tenderized, or they're cut into strips for stir fry, or they're cubed up. Those are just really tough meats that the grocery store is trying to somehow prepare in a way that are going to be more edible. This is where I would prefer to skip these types of meats and balance out the quality beef with pork or chicken. A whole or half pork loin roast in a bag is one of the most cost-effective things you can do. It's also extremely versatile. I'm looking for one that has this larger dark meat on the side, which is going to be tender. I want lots of fat on it. I will cut these into pork chops, pork nuggets. There's a lot you can do with it. I think chicken gets a bad rap in the carnivore community. While you won't see me eating chicken breasts anytime soon, you will see me eating a lot of chicken wings, chicken thighs, and lately we have been loving these chicken drumsticks. When they're cooked right, they are juicy, crispy skin. There's a good amount of fat on it, and it's the perfect side dish to any kind of beef. And what an amazing way to stretch the budget, because the price per pound on these big packs is really low. Eggs are another incredible way to stretch the budget. I don't even worry about all the special buzzword labels on the eggs. I just buy the cheapest eggs. Everybody has their favorite butters. I love a good whipped salted butter. I just throw a dollop on top of my steaks or pork at the end. Just gives it an awesome flavor. And then, man, this was an incredible deal on some butter, so I grabbed a couple of these. Final grocery haul is butter, eggs, some fatty beef, chicken, pork, ground beef. I really enjoy variety. It also makes it the most cost-effective way to do this. The total price was $54. That's going to vary for me based on the store that I go to or the sales, but these items tend to be the cheapest across the board. You could literally eat just this for a week and it would sustain you on a carnivore diet. Our family tends to eat steaks and then incorporate things like this as a side or in addition, just to help stretch the budget and make things more affordable. In our house, chicken is considered a side. So whenever we're having some kind of beef, we'll usually, to help stretch the budget, we'll use some chicken legs, chicken thighs, chicken wings, to go along with it, and we can grill them at the same time. But a lot of times I'll just throw something like chicken legs into the air fryer while I'm cooking the rest of my food and then just check on it periodically. The key to getting really crispy chicken skin is to make sure it is really dry. So I took some paper towels and dried these off. If you had time, letting it sit in the fridge for several hours, even overnight, to get nice and dry would make the skin even crispier. I am gonna rub these down with a little bit of bacon fat and then put some of this Cosmo Q's Clean Eating Anything seasoning on top of it, but you could keep it just with salt and a little bacon grease if that's what you wanted. Also, sometimes for the kids, I might brush them with a little sugar-free barbecue sauce at the end and then throw them back in just to let that barbecue sauce cook. Look how gorgeous these chicken legs are. They were in the air fryer at 375 for about 20 minutes, but make sure you are checking the temperature. I rotated them over once and flipped the tray around just to make sure that they would cook evenly on all sides. And I think actually I'm just gonna enjoy these for my lunch today. The good thing about chicken legs and chicken thighs is that they're very forgiving when it comes to temperature. Chicken breast, you overcook it by a couple of degrees and it's gonna be really dried out. Not only do you get the delicious skin from this, but it's a lot more forgiving. I'm gonna make Parmesan crusted pork chops for dinner tonight, and I will walk you through how I do that with this pork loin. In the meantime, I just wanted to talk through the rest of the ingredients and tell you how we're gonna eat them the rest of the week. I mean, I think ground beef and eggs are pretty self-explanatory. Our favorite way of using ground beef is smash burgers. I will take actually an egg and put like a runny yolk egg on top of a couple of burger patties. The kids and I both really love taco bowls. I make my own taco seasoning. Lots of my other videos, I show examples of that. And also, I'm not a big fan of ground beef plain by itself. I need something on top of it or some kind of seasoning or sauce. But if I want to get the most basic with it and just use salt, I will do some ground beef and then I will add eggs mixed in at the end. And so ground beef, eggs, and salt is about as simple as I will get. Next up is the chuck roast. Really, in our house, we probably would just slice this in half long ways and grill it and eat it like a steak. We also have done a reverse sear method where we'll put it on the smoker for a while and then sear it at the end and just eat it like a steak. It will be a little more tough that way than an actual ribeye, but we kind of don't care, especially like this section is gonna be more tough than this more marbled part down here. We're fine eating it that way. I have a YouTube short that shows you how we do poor man's burnt ends, and you can do those in the smoker or you can do them in the oven. That's another one of our favorite ways to use chuck roast, especially grocery store chuck roasts are gonna be a little more tough than if you ordered one from somewhere else that was a higher quality. In addition, you could put this in a roasting pan and put it in the oven until it falls apart, or you could put it in the crock pot all day and let it be shredded beef. I would then likely take this shredded beef and put it in a cheese wrap and make myself a little taco with it. I would put some shredded cheese and sour cream on top, or I would even then take the leftovers of that, get it really crispy in a skillet, maybe add some bacon fat or some butter to it, and then I would crack some eggs over top of it, and I would give myself this like crispy beef with runny eggs. Like, that's another way that I would really enjoy that. In general, these are just 3 really cost-effective meats that are really versatile, and you can eat them a variety of ways depending on what you have to cook with. While the grill is heating up, I am going to prep my pork. You also could make this exact same thing in the air fryer. Also, you could take a meter or any Bluetooth thermometer and put it in here and just roast this whole in the oven, on the grill, in the smoker, and that would also be delicious. And then wait and slice it as you're serving it. Today, we're gonna cut this into chops though. I always use a ruler to make sure I'm getting even pork chops, so that way they'll all cook the same. My grill is nice and hot, so I'm gonna throw my seasoned pork chops on and try not to keep the grill open and lose all my heat. I'm pressing them down on the grill just so they get some nice good contact and start that sear. After about 2 minutes, I'm gonna start flipping them, and it's really just as sophisticated as like sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of them. And then every couple of minutes, I'll just keep flipping and adding more cheese. That cheese is starting to caramelize and make a nice crust, and I am looking for 135 to 140 degrees, and then we will pull them off and let them rest. So I'm going halfway through and then coming back up. So this one actually, we're gonna check a couple spots. That one's looking like it's done. Perfect. I am letting those pork chops rest on a cookie sheet on a cooling rack just to protect that crust that we just made. But look at that cheesy, gorgeous crust. This is also one of our favorite side dishes whenever we're entertaining or I want to do 2 meats. And we would also do them in cubes on skewers and use the same method. Let's test it out. It's a really juicy pork. Nice crispy crust, and then look at that dark meat pork. Thanks for watching. Hope this video was helpful. You can share in the comments below how you make a carnivore meat-based diet work for your budget. And if you want to find more information from me, you can come find me on Locals.